I think my most disliked part about Farming Sim is that the fields are just not squared, in my opinion. Or not really in my opinion. But the problem is that AI suck at curved fields. They could be improved, definitely. So basically, well, that's fertilizer. Fertilizer. This machine takes liquid fertilizer. I need liquid fertilizer. It'd be found here. So liquid fertilizer, let's see, 2,000 liters. That's pricey. Out and completely like running away from spawn and generating endless amounts of lag and chunks. Dude, Kin's seeders seem to have this really interesting way of operating. I feel like they're a little bit over-engineered. Interestingly, it was fun.
How natural resource usage was managed in the real world. The added responsibility could be exciting. I certainly found it to be. As a bonus, Forja implemented a fine balanced seed toggle that would actively look for worlds with as many biomes and structures as possible in the small worlds. This meant that biomes were smaller, and both biomes and structures were more often guaranteed and easier to find. A little could go a long way with legacy concept cards.
Custom flat worlds. Oh yes, I loved making TNT worlds.
Customizable flat worlds were never an exclusive feature to legacy console edition Minecraft. Java Edition has had that as early as 1.4. The difference is, console edition's custom plants came with a built-in customization menu that was much more accessible. Players who didn't understand how to write preset code, which is probably most players, could have the desired level of customization without having to consult a flat preset generator online. You could see exactly what blocks would go on where, and how many layers your world would have. There was a whole menu of toggleable options.
That was so fun to mess around with.
Structure generation, spacing, rarity, and more. Making custom flat worlds was simply far easier for the broader audience on console edition, and it's unfortunate that Bedrock is still missing this versatile feature always before.
Gamma. Dude, you could crank Gamma super high.
This one was really small, perhaps an unnoticed feature in Minecraft console edition. Gamma was a settings option found under the graphics tab in the main pause menus. It could be set anywhere from
I liked it. Oh my god, these caves are so dark. Literally everybody on console back in the day. Well, did you turn your Gamma up, idiot? Oh man, I love this.
saturated color palette, and higher, lighter, brighter, less saturated. Have you ever wondered why console edition gameplay often looks somewhat bright, perhaps even pushed out?
It's me, Ellie. I
Probably
just.
because it was being played with a high gamma gain.
Oh yeah, right.
Lighter, slightly more pastel tint gamma gain to the game made
Change
the
my
textures a
name.
bit easier on the eyes.
Oh.
And in my opinion,
Oh my god.
produced a greater feeling of realism. The deep neon pink color, pink wool, for example, would look a much mellower rose color, something I can actually imagine a machine with high gamma, nighttime haze and silhouette could all appear a bit brighter without looking illuminated, meaning that you could even save on portraits just a little bit. Ultimately, gamma was just a minor aesthetic feature, and many players, including me, quite like it.
We got a brand new cedar. It's the best one in the game.
Unlike other
Pretty good.
Minecraft, Console Edition had built-in skin
Thanks for
selections,
asking.
where players of Java crafted
Okay, yeah. So this is a brand new cedar, and it's about 18 meters wide. Oh god, I hate how things get stuck. Oh crap.
You could scroll through them. Any skin in seconds. Many of these skin packs were optimized and made equals inside. I believe that you are able to. You pay for the ability to have access to multiple skins at the same time, and to be able to switch skins instantly, something entirely unique to the console edition at the time.
Are you in 2023 or still 2022? Because I'm
Mashup
already in
packs were
2023.
essentially downloadable content packs available for purchase directly in the Minecraft console edition world creation menu. Unlike the marketplace content of modern Minecraft, all of these packs were first-party, created by Forge Studios. Some of these mashup packs were generic themed, such as the Halloween, Festive, and Mythology mashup packs, but many others had licensed themes, some based on other games, such as Mass Effect, Halo, Skyrim, and Fallout, and others based on TV shows and movies, including Adventure Time and The Nightmare Before Christmas. Each pack contained a texture pack, skin pack, and a themed world built by 4J Studios' build team to play in. As you can probably guess, given how incredible the tutorial worlds were, these worlds were simply astonishing. The Halo mashup pack contained an entire recreation of the valley Master Chief crashes into on
Aww, I hope it gets better
a
soon.
dropship, and a beam emitter station. The Skyrim mashup pack contained recreations of Riverwood, Bleak Falls Barrow, and the massive city of Whiterun. The level of detail in these maps is extraordinary even by today's standards, and that's not to mention the licensed soundtracks playing in the background while you explore these worlds. That's right, you could put the steps of a Minecraft Dragon's Rage with Sequoia accompanying your sound. Now that's awesome. But in June 2016, 4J would release perhaps the greatest, most memorable feature of Minecraft Console Edition ever.
Mini games.
Because Console Edition could not support third-party servers, 4J decided to create official minigame servers based on popular server games.
It's great until you know that everybody plays like a little bit.
4J Studios added the Battle minigame to Minecraft Console Edition.
People play like losers in this game.
First in a series of 3 minigames, the next
They just freaking team on you.
All of these minigames of survival games, a popular mode on servers such as Mineplex and Hypixel, and came with different settings for players to customize their matches. This ranged from how players could spectate, to how hunger systems worked, to the weapon and armor variety. Tumble was based off of the server game Spleef, but players had the ability to customize game rules such as layer count and weapon type.
Yeah, weapon. I love this. I love this spam.
But there were also horizontally firing fireworks, and even splash levitation potions, which were completely unique and didn't exist in any other version of Minecraft. Glide, whose inspiration came from the minds of 4J themselves, was an Elytra-based flying minigame. There were 2 modes, Time Attack and Score Attack. Time Attack was purely a race, while Score Attack awarded victory to the player who could fly through the most wins. Unlike other minigames, Glide could also be played solo. 4J even added a ghost player of one's best shot for players to chase. Battle of Glide were one of the mostly built maps, which is
Hell of a time.
Some were free, others were DLC, all were good.
frick. Da 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 da. Da 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 ba ba da ba 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 dum. That's right, I'm about to say, you better.
The music for all of 4J's mini games was written by Garrett Coker, a video game music composer also known for his soundtrack for the game Ori and the Blind Forest. To this day, I believe Coker has not gotten enough credit for the incredible amount of work
He has not.
the songs for these video games. Between Battle, Tumble, and Climb, he composed 65 tracks for just under 3 hours of music. And in my opinion, all of the songs are unbelievable. It's astonishing to hear the level of detail, skill, and finesse throughout this massive soundtrack. I'll leave a link in the description if you all want to take a listen. So, why do you think that these songs were underappreciated despite our network? Well, I think that there simply was not enough time for players to enjoy them. Minecraft Console Edition was discontinued less than 2 years after minigames were released, the onset of Bedrock Edition. Also, many of these tracks were behind a paywall, as they were part of DLC modes. But I'm hoping that all these years later, we can give this music some hard-earned love and truly appreciate it for what it is.
Unfolding Harvester.
Minecraft Console Edition was so great. It was the first version of Minecraft to have console support, and it was a pioneer in that right. But I'm hoping that at this point you realize that it was also a pioneer in so many other ways that we discussed, from tutorial worlds to action packs to its system. All of these factors give reason to why Minecraft players still love this version and come back to get their overwhelmed nostalgia. I do miss Minecraft's old days sometimes, but at the same time, it helps me appreciate the ongoing evolution of the Minecraft we know today. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please consider
Time to harvest the big field.
This has been Ollie Creates, and I will see you later.
Dude, this is gonna be such a big field to harvest. Oh my god, there's a video I wanted to watch. It's Centralia. If you don't know, back 60 years ago, they lit a fire in Centralia's dump. And well, that fire is a coal mine. And if you know, if you have like 2 or more brain cells, you should know that coal as a substance is extremely flammable. So now, because they started in an abandoned coal mine, the entire underground mine caught on fire, and to this day it is burning. It is insane.
Don't tell anyone about your condition. If you do, you will die.
Centralia, Pennsylvania, one of the most famous ghost towns.
It actually inspired the
It's been
Silent
on
Hill
fire
series.
For 60 years, and will continue to burn for another 250 more. The fires are not above ground, mind you, but are instead burning through the unmined coal veins beneath the town, causing sinkholes and poisonous gas that has laid waste to the town above. Now, the streets are all but empty, though they are occasionally smoke-filled, and little remains to indicate where homes once stood. It can be a lonely place, which is why it's no surprise that this is the real-life inspiration for the video game and film franchise Silent Hill. When we explore a western ghost town, most of them were short-lived boom towns that flashed in their respective pans and faded from existence as their residents moved on to better prospects. But that isn't the story.
I'm gonna do a
Centralia.
roundabout. Man,
Centralia is
a quarter
town
of
that
this
some families call
thing
home
was
for
filled. Look how much we got
generations.
to go. This thing's gonna fill up
Where
fast.
People were born, lived, loved, and grew old in. The story of Centralia goes back 2.5 centuries. One of the first owners of the land was a man named Robert Morris, a veteran of the American Revolution and a signer of the Declaration of Independence.
Ooh.
Robert went bankrupt, lost the land before he could do anything with it. But the first development of the land began around 1810, when the Reading Road was built through the valley. First surveyed in 1770 by a man named Francis Yarnall, the Reading Road was an early turnpike that connected the towns of Reading and Sunbury in Pennsylvania. Now, it was well known that anthracite coal was common in the area, and small-scale mining operations were set up across the valley. And in 1831, a man named Jonathan Faust managed to acquire, through illegitimate means, enough lumber to build an inn. The road in the middle of this remote valley, along the stretch between Mount Carmel and Ashland. And
The amount of soybeans we're getting, just look at the numbers crawl up.
And as mining cabins popped up nearby, the area became known as Bull's Head. It was 10 years later that the young town was purchased by the Locust Mountain Coal and Iron Company, who brought in an engineer named Alexander Ray to plot and develop the small town of Bull's Head into a proper community. Now, Jonathan Faust didn't complain because he didn't own the land anyway, and really hoped that the mining company wouldn't notice. Well, it turns out they did notice, and they didn't care. The first thing Alexander Ray, the mining company's engineer, did was rename it to Centerville and apply for a post office. Well, it turns out Pennsylvania already had a Centerville, so our boy had to come up with a new name. He chose Centralia. The town was officially incorporated in 1866 with Alexander Ray as the official founder. The Reading Road became Route 61, which still winds through the town, making a 90-degree turn to the west at the town center. Well, now the mining companies needed laborers, so in came the Irish. Centralia had a massive influx of Irish Catholic immigrants in the 1850s, following the opening of the Locust.
I mean, at that time, a lot of Irish people, if I'm not wrong, moved into the country because of the potato famine.
Irish Catholic community. Now, at first they attended Sunday Mass at the nearby town of Ashland, but when Harrisburg became a diocese of its own in 1868, Centralia was given its own church, named St. Ignatius, and the land for which was donated by the Coal and Iron Company. Most of the town's men worked at the mine. They prayed at St. Ignatius, and they drank at the Bull's Head Tavern. It was a simple living, but not all was right in Centralia. The Bull's Head Tavern was home to meetings of a secret society called the Molly Maguires. The Molly Maguires was a group of Irishmen who sprang up in Pennsylvania during this time, targeting corrupt and abusive mining companies, and often violently clashed with unfair company men. Others claimed that they were a terrorist organization. Now, those of you familiar with Pennsylvania mining history will know how 20 of the Molly Maguires were hanged in the 1870s across the coal regions of Pennsylvania after having been targeted by the Pinkerton Detective Agency. But a handful of little-known executions occurred right here in Centralia. On October 17, 1868, while driving his carriage from his home in Centralia to nearby Mount Carmel, Alexander Ray was stopped by 4 miners belonging to the Molly Maguires, who attempted to rob him of the company's payroll. Unfortunately for everyone involved, Ray wasn't carrying the payroll, so he was shot multiple times. The men got away with it for 10 years.
God, for
The
coal?
agency managed to link them to the crime.
That's petty.
Only 3 of the men were still alive 10 years later. These 3 were hanged in 1877. But let's not focus on a few blemishes of Centralia's history. Centralia was an overall bustling, happy community. By the late 1800s, Centralia reached its peak population of nearly 2,800 people. Most of them were parishioners of St. Ignatius Catholic Church on the top of the hill, which in 1890 had a membership of 3,000 people. A rectory, a convent, and a school were all built nearby. We can see these buildings in several old photographs of St. Ignatius. Trolley lines connected Centralia to both Ashland and Mount Carmel. The town had more than 24 saloons, a handful of hotels, countless homes and shops, and even 2 theaters. It's here, at the site of the municipal building built in the 1970s, that the original Centralia Firehouse once stood. Across the street from it, at the corner of Locust and Railroad Streets, is where the General Store once stood, pictured here in 1906. Railroad Street was the location of, you guessed it, the railroad. A branch of the Lehigh Valley Railroad ran right through the town. So there were 2 sets of tracks coming right down Railroad Street here. And you can see behind me where they curved north. As they crossed Locust right here, there was actually a switch right where the curve began. It curves to the north, but then it straightens back out to the east, and that would have taken them to other towns down that way, eventually linking up the town of Penhaven, now a ghost town as well, and perhaps I'll explore that someday. This is actually the Mahanoy branch of the Lehigh Valley Railroad. Because this area is so mountainous, it's actually very expensive for the railroad company to carve the width needed for two different tracks coming through the mountains. So the fact that they have two tracks coming through Centralia really speaks to the amount of traffic coming through here, that this was that important to have two different tracks. This would have serviced both passengers and freight.
Freight followed the railroad right away over here for another block, and then past that block, dead ended. The trail, which was most likely utilized by the railroad, continued on for about another quarter mile, and it still does today. Nasty items over there. So. This is almost certainly the location of the depot. This is the next telegraph pole.
This other view of the station would more or less be from this general angle.
Fill it once.
He's standing over there. The cameraman will be in those trees because the tracks came along here, and it's on the far side of the tracks. What'd you find in there, Matt?
1964.
Good find.
Followed up in a ball there. Saw it listening in the way.
We had that pattern on our furniture. Oh,
It's been fired, but it did not go off. And has hit it.
it's been struck.
It's been struck, but it's jammed in his barrel.
Sheesh. In December 1908, a fire ripped along the main street of Centralia, destroying more than 40 buildings. As a result, 150 people were left homeless. Nonetheless, Centralia rebuilt. The World Wars and the Great Depression hit the mining industry hard, and the population of Centralia began to decline. 1918 also saw an outbreak of influenza in the town.
I'm about to guess
that killed more than
influenza.
10% of Centralia's population. Another notable incident in Centralia history occurred in 1948 when a DC-6 airliner, United Airlines Flight 624, crashed en route into New York City, killing all 43 people on board. The impact site was just to the north of Centralia, and the recovery effort
Looks like a
was based out of
substation.
By 1960, Centralia was a peaceful, quiet community with one operational coal mine and a population of 1,435 people. The original town dump site was not too far from St. Ignatius Church, and every Memorial Day weekend, the town would actually burn off all of the trash in the dump to eliminate odors and to compact the trash that they have and basically reduce it down to ashes. The town dump site, however, was forced to shut down when Pennsylvania revised their waste elimination laws in the 1950s. As a result, illegal dump sites started popping up all across Centralia. There were 8 of these total. This forced the town of Centralia to set up a new dump site. An old pit mine from the 1930s by Oddfellows Cemetery was selected, and that's where we're standing right now. Trash was dumped into the pit mine 50 feet down, and all the illegal dump sites across the town were collected and dumped in as well. Memorial Day 1962 came around, and it was time for the fire department to burn the trash. They set up a controlled burn on the morning of May 27th, and then they extinguished the flames that night. 2 days later, the flames returned. The fire department doused it. A week later, the flames returned. The fire department doused it, and then again, and they doused it. So something was going on. The flames kept returning. So crews were brought in to
Coal
then
burn,
check
you
up the trash
head asses.
so that they could douse the lower levels and get anything that was smoldering below. And that's when they realized an even greater problem. There was a hole in the wall of the pit mine that gave access for the flames to an old vein of coal. So now
Jeez.
coal under the town and the old mines dating back to the 1850s were now on fire. On August 6th, a full 2.5 months after the ignition of the fire, a meeting was held to discuss how the fire would be handled. The origins of the fire, having been started by controlled burning by the municipal government, was concealed by the council. It was simply said that the fire had unknown origins.
Yeah,
Proposals
sure.
were put forward to put the fire out. One man, an engineer with the Department of Mines and Mineral Industries, said that he put the fire out for $175. Another miner said that he would do it for free if he could just keep the coal that he dug up along the way. Both plans were rejected in favor of a state-run solution. A contract for $20,000 was awarded to an excavation company who felt confident that they could put the fire out. However, when it came time to act, the state restricted their operations to a small area and refused to allow the company to do any of their own surveying or exploratory digging to see the real perimeter of the fire. They were also only permitted to work on weekdays for 8 hours a day. This prevented them from being able to dig fast enough to control the fire, and the digging that they could get done allowed a greater influx of oxygen into the tunnels. In short, the digging was kept at too slow a speed, and the fire outpaced them. The project funding ran out at the end of October of that year, and by then, the underground fire was reaching the edges of town. Another project was funded to pump crushed rock and water into the ground to contain the fire, but harsh winter conditions prevented the work from being efficiently executed, and the fire continued to spread. Further projects were considered, including digging a trench and filling it with concrete, but they were abandoned in 1963. Despite the spreading fire, daily life in Centralia carried on more or less as usual. I'm standing at the street corner of Center Street and Locust, where in 1966 a family with a camera gathered to watch the Centralia Centennial Parade. It had been 100 years since the town was founded, and the town was still full of life and happiness and joy, despite the fact that the fire had already begun raging beneath their feet. Despite their awareness of the fire, the town didn't know that the fates of their homes was all but sealed. In fact, the townspeople were optimistic. This concrete and cinder block foundation was once the site of the town's war memorial. A bell and brass plaque was erected here by the American Legion. Don't worry,
gone.
it wasn't vandalized, stolen, or destroyed.
That's
American Legion Post 608 moved the memorial to their new location in nearby Wilburton, Pennsylvania in 2009. It's now 1967, and railroad service to Centralia has stopped. This wasn't due to the fire, but simply the decline of rail traffic in the United States at the time. But it was a sign of things to come for the town. After nearly 4 years of red tape and paperwork, approval was finally given to dig a large trench to contain the fire. But it was too little, too late. The fire had already spread 225 feet below the ground, and the project was abandoned. It would be another 2 years before the state would make another attempt. Residents began suffering from the effects of the fire, falling ill and lowering the quality of their lives. In 1969, the state began constructing another barrier out of fly ash, which came with its own health problems but was seen as the lesser of two evils. This would take 5 years to complete, and 2 years into the project, it was already seen that it would fail, as the barrier began collapsing and the fire was discovered beyond the containment zone. Nevertheless, the state decided to still spend money on completing the project, which did nothing. But they still called it a success and claimed that the project was solved.
You got all these beneficial ever since, and you're a mine. All these workers up there for years. They've been working there for years, but they did it over in time.
And perhaps to demonstrate how confident the state was in their solution, a new government municipal building and firehouse was constructed in Centralia in 1977. It stands mostly vacant today. Despite this, after the state claimed the problem was solved, the town residents split into two factions. Those who wanted the damages fixed and to be able to stay in their family homes, which many many of the families lived in for over 100 years, and the other group believed that the government caused this mess and should pay for them to relocate. Both sides had their points, and I can understand both of their perspectives. They argued at every town meeting, and the different opinions split the town in two.
People fighting against each other as far as brother against brother and sister against sister, things of this nature. There's no words to describe the kind of problem that exists in the town today.
A Unity Day was organized to bring the town people together and to draw media attention to the problems and to hold a special mass service at St. Ignatius Church. The day was a success and the town was united until it was admitted that the fire was still spreading, and a survey was published shortly after that found that the cost of extinguishing the fire would be $660 million, almost $2 billion today, and would require the partial destruction of the town regardless. The town's positivity was completely crushed. It's now 1979. This is the site of Coddington's gas and service station. It's also the site of the first signs that the Centralia mine fire was more serious than they'd imagined. On November 21st, 1979, gas station owner John Coddington noticed steam rising from the vacant lot next to this gas station.
That's not.
2 days later, on November 23rd, he measured the temperature of the gas beneath his gas station in the underground tanks. They were hot, 122 degrees Fahrenheit. A few
50
days
degrees
later,
Celsius.
that temperature
Jeez.
had risen to 136 degrees Fahrenheit.
57.
Now, if the gasoline got too hot, it would ignite or combust, blow the whole station. The gas tanks were empty, the gas station was abandoned, and Coddington's gas station became the first building casualty of the Centralia fire, being demolished 2 years later.
This field's about to produce so many soybeans. There you go, save my game. Yeah, I'd rather harvest a large field like this than all those other fields down there.
These large air vents were installed directly above the fire's location. This is one of the smoke vents that was drilled into the dump site to let the gases leak out. The idea was that putting these vents in there would enable the gas to come up in a controlled location as opposed to seeping up to the ground of the streets and the basements of the residents of the town. Now it worked. But once the fire passed this area, it was now an entrance for oxygen.
You're about to say it, and oxygen would
enable
enter.
the fire to spread a little quicker. The reason for this fence around it is to prevent people from touching it. Now it doesn't matter anyway, these don't even vent smoke. The fire has long since passed underground. However, back when these were installed in 1981, these could get burning hot. So the fence was put up around it to keep people at a distance. The threat of fire was now on people's minds, but it was also literally in their minds. Not only was heat rising up from the ground, but so were poisonous gases, and the
Jeez.
townsfolk began suffering from carbon dioxide poisoning. One resident in 1981 said that my nose hurts, my eyes tear, I feel like a zombie, I just feel like going to sleep all the time. Another resident said that you could go to sleep at night, but you don't know if you're going to wake up in the morning. The town was scared, but it would take quite some time before the politicians were willing to do anything. Now, state health inspectors frequently came to visit homes and monitor the gas levels in them, but little more was done. It was on February 14th, 1981, that politicians and health inspectors came to Centralia to inspect in person to see if more action was needed. They came to see if they could find an immediate sign of danger, and their timing was perfect because they found it right here between Locust Street and Apple Alley over here. A 12-year-old boy named Todd Domboski was playing in his grandmother's backyard when he saw smoke rising from the ground. He went over to investigate, and the ground collapsed beneath him. Wafts of poison gas and tremendous heat kept shooting past him, and the ground collapsed even further. He held onto a tree root to keep from falling deeper into the hole as bursts of up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit went past him. Finally, his cousin was able to pull him out of the hole to safety.
What a hero.
It's said that that sinkhole was possibly up to 150 feet deep.
Jeez.
It formed by fires burning out the underground coal and creating unsupported voids beneath the town. As gas and heat compromised the solidity of the ground above, some of these voids collapsed. Todd was safe, but Centralia most certainly wasn't. The state of Pennsylvania approved a $42 million fund to buy the Centralia homes and help them relocate. But the way it was handled, however, made some of the residents want to stay even more.
The appraiser placed our house at $43,000.
Oh my god.
If we did not accept...
Oh my god. It's you. Dude. You were like my 15th sub, man. Welcome back, man. Thanks for that. Dude, I remember building that stadium all those years ago. God, dude, it's been so long. I gotta spend a lot more time harvesting this giant field than the others.
Time be flying.
Watching a video about Centralia. Centralia actually inspired the Silent Hill series, and it's a town that is on fire underground today.
In other words, it was a take it or leave it situation. If we didn't accept this the first time, we would be stuck there. And they would take everyone alongside of us, and we would there.
It's worth $36,000, but we were offered $11,000 for it. They took off depreciation for this and that, and you ended up with that, and you took it or you stayed there. And we definitely wouldn't stay.
In 1992, Governor Bob Casey claimed the remaining properties in Centralia by eminent domain, but evictions were put on hold by the next governor, Governor Tom Ridge. Centralia still lost its post office in 2002. Years later, in 2009, Governor Ed Rendell began evicting people once again. Legal battles ensued, and the state reached an agreement that some residents could continue living in Centralia, but their homes would go to the state when they die and cannot be left to their descendants. Some residents believe that the state had ulterior motives. They believed, especially by 2009, that the fire had already passed beyond the town, and the state was only interested in the mining rights for the town, as they believed there's up to $2 trillion...
I'd be scared to live on the town because not only the toxic stuff, but the sinkholes that would occur.
Others believe that all that coal has long since burned off, and even if it hadn't, the value of anthracite coal continues to decline.
I'm doing pretty great. Gonna go into college later this year.
Coal still beneath the town, as it's estimated that the fire will continue to burn for over 250 more years. While nobody in Centralia was directly killed by the fire, many former residents of Centralia developed cancer as a result of long-term exposure to the poison gases. Eventually, even St. Ignatius at the top of the hill was forced to close. final Sunday Mass was June 25th, 1995, but the final service was, quite fittingly, a funeral the following day. St. Ignatius was torn down in November 1997.
That's great. You voted
We've
for
actually
Joe
got the edge of a
Biden?
foundation right here.
Please vote
No.
for
This
Joseph
is probably
Joe.
the outer wall
No,
of the church.
I can't legally vote.
With the proximity of it to the cemetery, this would probably be the open area.
So this would have been inside the church, and by the time you get to these large old trees, you're back outside, and then just beyond that would have been the priest's house, the rector.
So yeah, it looks like this line of trees, even to the image of the old church and the rectory from the earlier 20th century, you can see that there was trees in between the two, and I wouldn't doubt that
Neither.
at least one of these much older trees was present in that image.
That had to be heart-wrenching to tear down that church, man.
As the
That's a
town
holy
was torn
structure.
down, nature reclaimed the land, even to the point where some streets are completely gone. This clearing here, this is the remains of Elkton Street.
DeSantis.
I don't even know any of them, but I don't really care.
Nothing left of it now. Elkton Street is completely gone without a trace.
I'm getting there.
And on the corner of Elkton Park, right here, was the Russian Orthodox Church. The name of it was Saints Peter's and Paul Russian Orthodox Church. This beautiful timber structure was right in the path of the underground fire and was torn down in 1986. By 1994, deterioration of Highway Route 61, the old Reading Road to the south of
Why do you
town,
enjoy
and the
this
main
game
road
so
towards
much?
Ashland.
I don't know, it's satisfying. Actually, I didn't play this game, by the way. It's the newer one. It's Farming Simulator 22.
Bypass was built around it, detouring traffic to the Burnsville Road, constructing a mile-long stretch of two-lane highway that paralleled Route 61 until it linked back up with the main road to the southwest. This temporary solution became permanent when it was determined to be impossible to fix the original stretch of 61, and the old Burnsville Road had now become new Route 61. You can still see the sharp turn where the road detours on both ends of the closed section.
What's
For almost
better on this
25
one than the
years, the
previous?
closed stretch of highway was
Graphics,
the most iconic attraction to the ghost
mechanics,
Centralia,
well,
becoming known
really how the
as
game works.
Highway, for obvious reasons. All the while, cracks in the highway continued to grow.
There's many things. And plus
The
more
old stretch of
vehicles.
highway was private property, and
I mean, look at this
increasingly
chunker
dangerous
wagon
as
right here.
sinkholes spread.
Look at this chunker.
Police would chase people off, but eventually the highway needed to be demolished for good to deter visitors. Well, not quite demolished it, but buried it. In 2020, dump trucks made countless trips hauling dirt onto the highway, piling it up in tall mounds, until the whole stretch of Old 61 was buried under thousands of hills of dirt. Today, the police don't mess around. Trespass on the dirt-covered highway and you'll get a stiff fine. Despite Centralia becoming a ghost town, the active Route 61 is still frequently traveled, with thousands of drivers coming through the town daily.
Do you own
I
the
wonder
Fort
how many
wagon?
of them know the history of
No, sadly not.
the route.
I would own it, but I can't fit it into the place where I'm supposed to drain it.
At Honda, we know you have to drive through mud. If you want to reach the ring, the all-new CR-V and CR-V Hybrid, part of the Honda line of rugged vehicles.
I've filled this harvester 3 times by now.
What will you do? Will you make something better? Gain something more?
A half a mile south of Centralia's town center is the now ghost town of Burnsville. So close, in fact, that at the end of their days, Centralia was close to absorbing Burnsville. Main Street of Burnsville used to continue on behind me. to a few more
I'm harvesting
miles
soybeans.
town of Ashland. However, it was a steep downhill grade, so in the 1940s that road was closed because of too many runaway cars losing their brakes going down and crashing into downtown Ashland.
What do you think we're gonna get from here? 60,000, 70,000 units of soybean? Maybe. 50,000, definitely.
Like Centralia Centralia, Burnsville was abandoned because of the mine fire. So I guess the name of Burnsville is quite fitting. In reality, though, it was named for the Byrne family, the first settlers in the town in 1856. It was a mining town, with houses built for the workers of the coal mines nearby. The town grew, though it never came close to the size of thousands living in Centralia. But it grew enough to have 3 grocery stores, bars, and a school kept up. This is an old service station. Yeah, you can see cars would come up here. This would give access to underneath of them.
With the harvested soybeans, can you lose
This is
your
probably
entire harvest?
No, you can't.
deep. You see the steps that used to go down. It was burned down when they demolished the town. There's a lot more trash dumped here in Burnville. Now there's people, probably former residents, who come through Centralia every so often to clean up all the trash. They have clean up Centralia days. But I don't think anyone thinks to clean up Burnville. The only significant structure remaining in Burnsville is the shrines of the Blessed Virgin Mary behind me along the side of the highway. It was erected in the 1950s by the Riley family, owners of a grocery store in Burnsville. It was made with primitive materials found in modest coal mining towns. For example, the 2 alcoves on either side are simply made of old bathtubs. This was built as a labor of love by the Riley family, and a lot of the community donated to it.
So much for it being realistic. It would be cool if you could
Mr.
find
Riley's
people
sons, now in
trying
their
to steal
80s,
your harvest
still
and they
maintain the
send you
shrine.
out to go shoot PH.
Both Centralia and Burnsville already fell victim to
Loads AR-15. Hippity hoppity, get your off my
A
property.
few miles to the north of Centralia is the small town of Orestes. Now, because the vein of anthracite stretches all the way from Centralia up to the north, within a few decades, those flames underground will have reached Orestes and they'll have to evacuate. So what Centralia is now, Orestes will be. The time capsule that was planted in 1966 at the town's centennial commemoration was meant to bring the community together, but instead, it became another example of the old divisions within the town. It was meant to be opened after 50 years, meaning in 2016. In 2014, some selfish tourists decided that they wanted to dig it up themselves and steal it. Unfortunately, they failed, but their attempt was noticed, which prompted the town to recover it early. The residents who stayed fought against the residents who left Centralia, as well as the American Legion Coast. Both parties attempted to recover the time capsule for themselves. The American Legion Coast, working together with those who left the town, won the fight and recovered and opened the time capsule 2 years early in 2014. It was water damaged, but most items were salvageable. It contained a miner's helmet, a newspaper, and a pair of ladies' bloomers signed by the men of the town, among other things that shed light on the personality of the town in 1966. At the time of filming this in 2022, there are 5 residents who still call Centralia home. I wanted to interview at least one of them, but this might sound silly, but I didn't want to disturb them. Tourists come through here every few minutes snapping photos and taking footage. Honestly, not too different from what I was doing.
What's the best
And I didn't want them to
vehicle
feel
own?
like they were some spectacle.
Well, it depends on what type of vehicle. This is a pretty okay tractor. It's actually pretty good. A good harvester, but hey. That vehicle, I own it. I don't have a powerful... The tractor is actually pretty powerful, but I like that tractor, the orange one, because it's a fast track. It can go faster than any other tractor in the game. Not the fastest vehicle, though. In my opinion, the best combine to own is this one, because it's not only is it cool and black, but it's got the best horsepower, and it's got pretty good storage.
Very few buildings still stand in Centralia. As the residents moved out, their homes were torn down by the state. Many of these roads were built as townhouses, designed so that they structurally supported each other along the road. And as some of these townhouses were torn down, the structural integrity of the other townhouses in that road was compromised. This house is the last remaining house in a row of townhomes. When the other ones are demolished, brick buttresses needed to be erected in order to support the exterior wall of this house, which was formerly an interior wall. Many of the streets of Centralia are cracked and overgrown, with remnants of sidewalks and foundations barely exposed beneath the dirt. A walk through Centralia is almost like a walk through a large wildflower garden. Butterflies, birds, and even turkeys can be seen if you wander the streets. Preservationists have even begun planting apple trees where houses once stood. As we explored the winding streets to nowhere, a faint, haunting steam whistle can be heard in the distance. Reminiscent of when the Lehigh Valley Railroad came through Centralia, or the steam whistles for the workers in the coal mines on the hill. No, it wasn't some specter. It was just an antique train at the Pioneer Mine in the nearby town of Ashland.
What happened to the other truck you were just using, the blue one?
While the fire has mostly moved on from any of the town site, and the vets...
That, you mean the tractor with the blue thing in the back? That he's working on seeding the field.
Smoke escaping from cracks in the earth about 2 miles east of the town in the forests along the big pine road.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that smell, that's definitely interesting.
Why is anthracite coal so big?
The thing about anthracite coal is that it is 98% carbon. It's just 2% short of a diamond. And so it burns very cleanly, but it's not very easy to start. A lot of people who worked particularly for the Reading would have said that the reason for burning anthracite was not only its cleanliness, but its abundance throughout Pennsylvania.
You can actually feel the heat coming off of it, and you can smell all that carbon coming out. The story of Centralia, from its growth along the Reading Road and the tensions between the famous Molly Maguires and Pinkertons, to the small, slow-moving fire that still managed to move faster than bureaucracy, and the hundreds of people who had to abandon their homes, is a story that deserves remembering. Even if the town is in the
Barely.
stages of
However, Case IH experimented with a quote-unquote Case Magnum Autonomous back in 2018, and I don't know if they've released it yet, but it should be an experimental phase. It is an automatic robot tractor. Just imagine a tractor, but it doesn't have a cab. And that guy is putting some work in. Look at that. Almost done with this field. I'm trying to get this field. I'm gonna get this. I have 3 properties left to claim. I could claim this one right now, but I won't have enough money to like buy fertilizer and stuff. I want to snatch up this field and that field and start fusing them. Yeah, I like harvesting this field way more than harvesting all the other ones combined. Because you have to move in stupid freaking ways.
driver's seat?
Yeah. My God, the amount of harvesting. The size of this field is so great.
Is that your character? Or one of your employees?
This one is. The one I'm driving manually is me. Yeah, I was. That's like a big flex, honestly. I have two not quad tracks, but JCB fast tracks. They're both fast. That allows me to carry stuff to the selling station easier. I'll probably get another like half of this combine filled. I only filled this combine 5 times.
Can I see what the other guy is doing real quick?
Yeah, give me a second. So that guy, it's also fertilized, which is great. Dude,
That other guy is FASTZ.
yeah, I got a brand new seeder, which is why it's got an integrated fertilization system, which means that it plows, plants, and then fertilizes the crop. Meaning that I get extra bonus yield. Next, now I'm gonna fertilize that place right there. I'm gonna fuse it into the field after I'm done here. Actually, probably like next year. Now I'm gonna park this guy over here. I could probably fill this thing up like another half time, like half full. Yeah, that seeder's actually, yeah, it's great. He's kind of getting low on a little fertilizer there. Now we have an empty hopper. You could hear the thunk of when the auger was put back.
Can you actually drove over your soybeans like that in real life?
Not really, I don't think so. You can actually try on crop destruction, but I don't like it. I'm more of a traditional FS player. I mean, you could, but it'd kill the soybeans. I think I got at least 3 more passes, including this one. Maybe another one. There might be a hangnail. Might as well get this piece I missed. You can even hear the clanking of the machine as it goes. And what's called? I used to own this harvester right here, but then I upgraded to this one. The reason is because there's tracks on this one. The tracks, I can steer this thing around really fast. But they cost $20,000 extra. I remember the day I bought this tractor and I sold the other one. It was such a great day. I loved this tractor ever since. I love this combine.
That's really cool. Smiling face with sunglasses. Happy for you.
Thank you. It was an investment, though. I should have bought this one, because look, this one can have a track. This one is a very good harvester for small farms. Yeah, we're almost done with this field, and it's taking us at least 50 minutes to do. I think so, actually. Well, actually, tracks, you cannot, you can run over almost anything with tracks. I've used a track like Mini-X in real life. You can run over nails, pieces of rusted metal, and all that stuff, and it won't really damage your tracks, whereas if you went over it with tires, they would pop. See, you can't pop tracks. These tracks, they don't look like it, but they're really thick. It's really hard to get a nail stuck in them, unless you run over the nail like if the nail's like this and you run it over like that, like this, then it's gonna get stuck. Other than that, these things can run over trash. And what's called, a wheel is like a little tiny square, or even like a little sliver, where a track is like this, and it provides a much better area of like gravity. Like the square where the track is touching the ground is actually having more coverage, like more ground contact than a wheel, meaning it has more grip onto the train. And they allow me to swing around even faster. And plus, buck step, it looks cooler. One more pass left. Yeah, he's starting to catch up. Which is why you don't start seeding right as you start harvesting. You harvest for about until you have 2/3 left or half left, and then you start having him seed. That way he doesn't destroy your crops. Because that seeder right there has the ability to destroy crops, and he looks like he gave up.
Took a lunch break. Lol.
No kidding. At 7:44 in the morning. One last pass. This field is done, and I gotta get these other ones. I'm gonna get this one after. This one's barley. When does barley sell best? Barley sells best in December. Which it doesn't really make that much money. It takes such a long freaking time to grow barley. You never really heard that clanking sound in the 19 version of the game. Oh nice, you can even see the reciprocating blades if you look. If you look at the bottom of the blade cutters, you can see the little blades going back and forth. They go like this, and they cut off the bottom stalk of the soybean. And these are the stalks of the soybeans. They get shredded up and then they get released back into the field where they get plowed in, and it kind of like, in real life, it helps add health to the crops on the next harvest. As the stalks will rot away into the ground and make the soil health go up.
Your seeder is faster because his blade thing is much more wider.
Yep, it is. The cedar is, this is a 12-meter wide head, and that's not what she said by the way. This header is 12 meters wide, and that thing is 18.5 meters wide. .5 meters of extra width on his, then, oh, that's what she said. Sorry. This harvester looks kind of derpy with the auger extended, with no header on. I can't cram this header through bridges, so I actually have to carry it on the back. Like so. Okay, so we're making 44 plus 26, which is 66,000 soybeans per harvest on this. By the way, 66,000 soybeans. That's a lot. That's enough to make. This field, when it gets harvested, will make a most of, let's see. This field, harvesting this field yields $165,000 per harvest, which doesn't sound like much. But I've been getting like $100,000. When I started, I was getting $100,000 for every 2 harvests, so $50,000 per harvest. Harvesting this field is like $50,000 harvest, but done 3 times. That is an exponential increase, in my opinion, and those fields will pay themselves off within at least half a decade in this game. Remember, each year there are 2 harvests.
Can you accidentally let the soybeans spill if you don't aim the tube thing correctly?
No. Per year, that field's gonna make me $330,000, and that's not including. Give me a second, as this thing is being a jerk. That's $330,000. That is not including all this land right here. I would be satisfied. Actually, no. I might decommission these fields. $330,000 satisfies me, in my opinion. I can work off of that. Because I think I've been kind of getting bored of the game, and I think it might be because I have to work with those stupid fields. Whoops. I'm an idiot. In my opinion, actually, I'll probably decommission all these top fields right here. I don't want 44, 45, or 46 that much anymore. The cedar is going to be a pain to deal with. I don't care about this little soybean stalk. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm going to leave you to die. And that little soybean stalk over there. Look at all these. These are soybeans. This is... You see dirt, and I see money. This is just hella money waiting to be harvested. 66,000 soybeans per harvest, which is a lot. Or 66,000 liters of soybeans. Divide that by 3.7, that's how many gallons? So roughly 20, I think like 20,000 gallons of soybean. I'm satisfied with not
Can you
harvesting.
repeat the entire state of Texas?
It's called. That's 66 cubic liters. Oh, so 1,000 liters is a cubic meter. I did not know that. Liters. And this can hold up to 25,000. So you're saying I can have this bin. I'm not gonna buy it though because I don't have enough I don't have enough horsepower in my vehicle. 200,000 meters. 200,000 liters of soybean. That could transport the entire harvest right there. Like, not joking. Yeah, I'm. Oh. Some car stuff to keep me safe on the road that I asked for. I love my medic. It's called MyFac. And it's a pretty nice little med kit. Yeah, I'm tired of these fields. I mean, I could tear down my fence, but I love it there because it adds on to like the farming nature of my place. And these fields are going to be retired anyway. They're probably going to become like storage garages and stuff like that. Either that, or I might even start farming cows. I don't even know though. This side of the creek, all right here is gonna become like my headquarters, and then over there on the other side, there's gonna be silos. There's gonna be storage garages, a fuel depot, and other things. And then down here is where I'm gonna have production facilities. This is like all the headquarters. This is all the silos and stuff, fuel depot, and here's where gonna be all the production chains. I might put some animals over here. I don't know.
Who's the biggest FS streamer?
I don't know. But I've been getting very popular. Ever since I've started streaming Farming Simulator 22, I've been getting like 10 views per stream, which is pretty good. I've even got 40 views on one of my streams. Just wow, thanks people. Yeah, my seeder probably is not going to be able to fit through this area, even if it's folded. I've had problems like turning it around and seating.
Hello, you are Red Heart.
That's not red, that's pink. AI text-to-speech thing. Let's see, SHIT wagon, normal wagon, and conveyor belt. Nothing I really am interested in on the used market today.
Do you have to compete with rival farmers in this game?
No, not really. Let's see, it is March, April, May, June, so about 3 months is when I sell my harvest, and we're gonna get so much money off this. I already, oh my god, I already have 118,000 soybeans. Any soybean number you see, multiply that by 2 to 2.5, that's my money range. So I'm gonna get $240-ish thousand from here. That was the chair.
That would be cool. They make a whole storyline where you have to make more money than your competitors while they try and sabotage you.
Farming Simulator Extreme. Yeah, when you're right by that thing, it is so loud. This thing. Wow, good thing I was looking at stuff. My fast track, look. It's starting to dig. Dude, that fast track, this fast track is worth $81,000, and I bought it at least $250,000. This thing is, look at this, a newer fast track. Look how much I depreciated the value of this.
Was that a person walking? Can you run them over?
Yes, but they disappear. Should I even ask what I just witnessed right there? Here, why don't you just do the square field? That way you don't have to be stuck in mental purgatory. I've owned this for 100 months. Wow. Almost 10 years I've owned this tractor. Rated M version. Bro, I like how I own just like a sliver of this guy's property. And that I can just like destroy. Dumbass. You literally wasted this asshat just wasted my fertilizer. Come on, dude, that stuff's not cheap. I have to pay like $2 per liter of that.
Fire him.
He was like stuck. This is my newer fast track. Fertilizer is not cheap in this game. Makes me a little bit irate when people... Oh wait, well... The field had skewed values. 66,000 units of... I would say it's like 60,000 units of soybeans, because some of it was fertilized better than others. Oh god. It's called like, I'm gonna see what type of the containers I can do. Not containers. Contractors. Park your vehicles and tools. I want to buy this when I mail. It's got a nice little sunroof and it has solar panels. What? I love these sheds though. I could build a bunch of them. If I had to build some, I'd build these sheds. They're a little bit smaller, but who cares? I don't want to build one right now. Bulk haul. Yeah, I'm really interested in this. Oh, watch this. You can change its color. Let's make it red. And of course, I'll probably be buying the red one. Yeah, I'd probably build it like right here or another place. Aw, my dog's so happy. Bark, bark. One thing I'm definitely gonna buy, it's big. Okay, this is big. But I want to buy this array of silos. And it's gonna be placed in right there, or better yet, I could place a few of them right here. It just swallows the harvester. My dog's. My doggo is happy. That's my shepherd. Got 11,000 units of soybeans. If I removed those fields from my harvest, I'd probably be losing like no more than $10,000, which is very good money. But $10,000 is something I can live without. I think, in my opinion, the work for the money I get from these fields is just not worth it. I have to really twist it. I have to remove the fence, which I don't want to remove the fence. Plus, those fields are just not really that useful anymore. Yes, yeah, this is gonna cost $1 million, or 1.2 million. Sorry. She's just really happy to see you. I would literally kill. Yeah, see, I have to place those silos right there. I would literally kill for those. No, not really. It's metaphorically speaking. This one I like because I could probably make like. I mean, I have a kind of like a rule where I don't want to have generators, but I think I'll allow sheds as a generator. Yeah. One thing for sure, we're gonna have a big harvest this year because of what we just did with that field. 1 hour and 10 minutes of harvest time. It cost me a little bit of money, but I fixed my fast track. And so if I keep going. This one right here is great if you have like piles of hay, manure, potatoes, beetroots, or other things like that you can scoop up. Maybe even bales too. Bales would be a very good idea. You can use bales and you can store them in that little place. Although I'd rather probably store them in a garage. almost done emptying it out. And done. Cannot wait to get the one day I cannot wait to get the silos. Those are my biggest, like, that's my biggest one. Why would I go in the cotton? I was gonna fuse these fields together, but it's just, no, it's a waste. And okay. Get that, oh, hangnail. Okay. And go. Oh yes, world's strictest parents. Oh, go guns! I'm actually one day I'm gonna get one of these little guys.
The high boots, the short skirts. In a word, I would say she was on style. As a young she was you're expected to be respectful to your elders. You're supposed to be respectful of yourself, respect your religion. Wow, I think I'm the best of Muslims.
Dina has a part-time job, but her meager wages don't come close to funding her extravagant tastes.
I love my fur jacket, and for winter it will be pretty useful. If I don't have the money, I'll go after my mum for the money. It's a Burberry skirt. Do you say I do like it? Dina's very materialistic. She seems to think that whatever she wants, she'll get. How much is it? $365. I think because I'm an only child, I expect more, and so therefore I want more, because then I think, well, she's got no one else, so it's just kind of me. That's what I'm saying.
Dina funds her high-rolling lifestyle with high-tech deception.
I've taken my mum's money without knowing, because she doesn't like banking, and she's actually has all of her passwords and everything. I don't little by little, so she won't notice.
Mom Camilla
Wow.
is desperate for something to change.
She's a very, very lovely girl, and what I respect her for, I respect myself. She's suddenly lost all that, and she seems to be herself.
Why is it all the dudes on World's Strictest Parents look like they're emo or something? Bruh, life not. Hold on. Bruh, life's depressing. Bats and vampires. Come on, dude, don't ruin the color black for clothing. Please, I love black. Black's such a great color. At least I love modernized satin black. You're only 16? Dude, wait like 5 years, dude? At work, bruh. God, I feel so bad. Oh, Chicago. They're going to Chicago.
These long-suffering families are entrusting their teenagers to new parents on the side of the world.
Oh, they are not gonna like it there. I'm sorry. Please, if anybody ever listens to this who lives in Chicago, don't take insult. It's just Chicago's not the best place to be living. Hey, as long as you're not living in West Garfield, I'm never going to West Garfield without a bulletproof vest, because that's a pretty good place to get shot. Like, it's one of the worst places to be in the United States. Gun violence is 512% higher or so in West Garfield. Oh. There are some pretty good areas in Chicago, like the East Chicago, you know what I mean? Northeastern Chicago. I just don't like all the suburbs, bro. They look so shanty and run down. Dude, part of it's kind of due to segregation and all that stuff, and just the fact that there's so many people crammed into small spots.
At times, air hockey can seem like chaos.
There's an actual like place for air hockey. Dun dun dun, Sheldon, it's your birthday. We're gonna party like it's your... Oh, it's censoring the names. Home of crippling depression. I swear to God, why are all the northern cities so depressing? Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago, maybe in a sense, Minneapolis? Why are all the northern cities so freaking depressing? God. Illinois is just...
Dad, Dwayne, and his wife Vanessa, two daughters, 14-year-old Latrice and 16-year-old Vanessa.
When we give a directive, it should be done. We don't count to 1, 2, 3. We don't keep saying, haven't I told you or didn't I tell you? You get one time to do what you're asked to do. That's it.
Dwayne is the pastor of the local church. They're Christian and these form the backbone of their parents.
We're the kind of parents that offer rules and relationship. To give kids just strictly rules, that motivates them to rebel. If you give them just relationship, that makes them spoiled and they're rebel.
After a 9-hour flight, the teams touched down in Chicago.
I wonder if they're at that big X airport in Chicago.
Sabrina's Joseph is expected.
Oh yes. I love it. I love this part. This is a great part of the video. You can see it, the Illinois toll system. Oh my God, it's the bane of every Illinois driver's existence. 60 cents cars with coins. Oh God. Oh God. Let's see. It's Interstate 88 East Tollway. God, it doesn't sound like much, 60 cents, but still, it's annoying. Imagine like driving down a road and you get stopped and you have to pay money to pass. That's literally the definition of a highwayman. If you don't know what a highwayman was, they were robbers back in the old days that would stop you on highways and then they would rob you at gunpoint and take all your loot and go. They used to exist back in the 1700s. And well, that's basically what tolls are. They stop you where you're driving and they make you pay money, and you could not pay for 2 weeks. What's it called? We got an exemption to go through one of these because, well, we own a non-profit, and these assholes waited 2 months until they charged us a extra fee of $66. Remember, they usually start like 60 cents, or as the sign says, or all the way up to like $1 or so. These assholes charged us 66 times the amount of money that we should have been charged. They usually send a letter after 2 weeks if you don't pay. But they waited. They took their freaking precious time, and we didn't even know this. So they sent it 2 months after. God. And then like problem site, and the website was broken. God, frick the tolls. Here's a really good tip. If you can circumvent the toll, that extra like half gallon of gas is so worth it. You're gonna be paid like what, $3 for an extra gallon of gas at most if you circumvent one of these tolls? That's better than $2 going to these shady feds, honest, or state government, dude. They don't do anything with this shit. Oh, the toll system sucks. Oh, they're actually going in a pretty place in Chicago. Where are they at? Where does this exist? Western Chicago. They found a really good place in Chicago, because honestly, none of the parts were like this. It's censoring a lot of stuff. That's censoring their names.
For the next 7 days, the team will live by the same rules as the
Oof. Welcome to Chicago, dude. You're in a very lucky spot of Chicago. Just saying that. You're in a good place where you won't get shot up. Hopefully.
Some worked hard to own their comfortable 4-bedroom house.
4-bedroom house. They got a really good house for living in Chicago. Hey, take back what I said, like the suburbs of Chicago kind of suck, but where they're living clearly probably doesn't. I would live here if I had to live in Chicago. That's a lot coming from a guy that just went Chicago. He hopes to get kicked out so he can stroll around Chicago. Okay, if this was an apartment area, or if it's like all the suburbs, I'm talking like, kind of like mid-Chicago, where all the brick apartments lie, I would like, not want to run away. I would want to steer clear of any window, honestly. God forbid you live on the first floor in those apartments. Not saying that, you know, your house or whatever sucks. It most likely doesn't. It's just... What's going on?
We don't allow our family to smoke. We don't allow relatives when they come home. We're a smoke-free zone. Alright?
Yeah, I wouldn't allow that in my house. Plus, not only is it pollutive, slightly radioactive, but it also is a fire hazard.
Dress. Clothing is not allowed in our home or outside that exposes breast, butts, boxers, or that which is too tightly revealing parts of the body which should be properly displayed.
Literally,
Okay.
the smiling.
Vanessa be the one that, when it comes to that, she'll probably talk to you about if it's too this or too that. Then as far as boxers, having your pants below your butt, I would have to ask you if
He's pure. He's pure. He's pure. This guy, when this guy dies, he needs to be like crucified, honestly, or whatever. He needs to be sent to God. He's pure. God, I don't get the fashion trend where people just pull their pants down halfway, or not halfway, but like right before their leg actually starts, and you can see their underwear. I don't get that fashion trend. I don't. Am I like a Zoomer or something? Please tell me. Like, what is that trend? I don't know why it exists, and it makes me uncomfortable.
As far as relating to others, fighting, doors,
Simple.
back,
Okay.
yelling and screaming, something out of the room, walking away in the middle of a conversation. Absolutely no line with the intent to deceive or to sell their media mission as well as a billing.
So now at this point, I'll let you go ahead and get unpacked and get settled.
Okay, these are actually like the most tame rules I think I've ever seen. He's doing the thing I hate. Oh my god. I'd be afraid about my pants falling down. Like, I don't want to be the person in my underpants in public. That would be so embarrassing. Obviously, no harm, no foul to the people that, like, do this fashion choice. It's just not my jam. You know what I mean?
Keep it too much to take on. I don't mind boundaries, like sensitivity. Whether there's like a massive list of things I can't do. Or it's
Honestly,
just too
rules will make kids rebel. You can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. These guys should be thankful. This is actually like probably the least strict I've ever seen of parents. Maybe that's Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see.
brought nothing with them. Invite temptation.
I just want to make sure that we get off to a good start with you honoring him. So I don't know if you're a smoker or not. I don't know if you're a drug user or not. I don't know if you drink alcohol. So
No, the world's too dark for alcohol.
make sure all of that stuff.
I'm emo, bro.
We're gonna have to check through your thing, make sure you don't have anything that violates the rules.
What's with the light? Use light?
I need to, hey, look, an alien.
Oh, really? Did you bring any with you?
What price?
Yeah. So you didn't bring any cigarettes with you, right?
Yeah, he didn't bring any cigarettes. Yeah, I brought a gun to the firing range, but I didn't bring any bullets, definitely. Like, dude, you got the shaver, so you definitely got the blades. You got the lighter, now you got the cigs. Where are the cigs, dude?
Be the truth.
You've got cigs if you got a lighter on you. Unless you're like me, or something who needs to burn stuff down.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. You give me the cigarettes, and whenever you want one, I will say, okay, here you go. You can have it.
That is actually very tame. Most parents on this show say no cigarettes, okay? This guy is like, I will let you have one. Maybe he's never gonna let him have one, but from what I'm hearing right now, this guy's actually really cool around people with smoking. And he says that, oh, I'll probably tell you if you can. That is actually way better than most parents I've seen in terms of smoking rules. This guy should be, like, thanking this dude. Okay, these family actually seems like a really nice family to live with.
How about that? Let's go. Okay. Let me have it. Oh, okay. Well, go ahead. I'll look. Oh, so you have to roll them. You have to roll. Where's the papers? Okay, Alex. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for being honest. You just bumped up some points.
This actually is a very good, like, transition right here.
You need to pull your pants up on you and tighten your belt.
That poor cameraman is like, oh, look at it. He got no pants.
So what do you think so far?
These guys are actually having fun. Usually, like last episode we watched, it was the dude that was causing all the problems, man. This guy's so chill.
Because this would be your punishment. Yes.
Oh my god, this is actually heartwarming. Let's go. What a Chad. These two people are Chads. Let's see if the girl holds up any better.
Eat together every day. They believe that talking at mealtimes
Whoa, they eat together every day? I didn't know any American family did that.
Very long time ago.
It's been that long.
But it's like they want me to stay down. But if you feel threatened, just go take steps. Everyone just stay somewhere.
And what do you do?
We have a conversation and take them straight to the edge of the mountains.
Now, if we, you, your mom, your stepdad, just always turn the corner and so you just don't bother. You might change your mind by then.
Yeah.
Finally, after
in America, the fashion for large long trousers is based in gang and drinking culture. Alex's sense of style is clear.
Alex, there's something I need to share with you. I'm ready to take this and expose the rest of us more boxers. And I think I've mentioned it to you probably 2 or 3 times. Understanding that you pulled them up, they were up, but every time I see you, they're down.
I'm just not cool if you tell me how to dress.
oh no, come on, don't ruin it, please.
How you plan to.
Okay, well, that's fine. I got one question. Are you going to do what I asked you to do, or are you not going to do it?
I'm not going to do it.
Okay, well, then the punishment is this. You won't need to smoke any more cigarettes until I see that you're able to pull your pants.
Fair.
I don't think that should be your choice either.
Well, the decision has been made.
I
This dude is a meme. I don't see you put around my house. Bottom line. Dude. Dude, the guy reminds me of the Stop It, Get Some Help. Dude. Dude, I love this guy already. What a good father. He's actually reasonable. You don't smoke until you pull your pants up. That's like literally the most chill response. It wasn't, oh, you're going to like feel my freaking wrath. I have to harvest this little field right here.
Be able to smoke any more cigarettes until I see that you're able to pull your pants up.
I don't think that should be your choice either.
Well, the decision has been made.
I just don't see why it should be concerned.
Well, it concerns me because I don't want to see you put around my house. That's the bottom line. You will not get them back until I can see at least a day of you adhering to my standard.
That's easy.
Yeah, whatever then, what does that mean? You're going to do it or you're not going to do it?
I'll decide later.
You'll decide later? Oh, okay, well, you just decide you'll smoke later. That's the way it works.
I just think we're all right to make my own choices.
Certain choices are not yours to make when you're living and dependent upon somebody else.
Well, I think
All right, well, can we shake on you doing a thing with us? All right, thanks a lot.
This guy is the most kind dad I've ever seen on this show. Dead ass.
He is selfish. He wants to write his own ticket and do his own thing. He doesn't want any rules, anybody telling him what to do. Very arrogant. And we don't have that kind of behavior in our home.
What was that shouting about? Yeah, he's trying to tell me what I can wear and what I can't. It's just fucking stupid.
Just like you just keep shouting these days.
I wasn't really shouting, it's just kind of pissing me off. I was trying to tell me what to do already. I just stroll around naked and piss me off.
Oh no. Uh-oh. He's screwed. He just started rolling the cig.
I stopped.
Dude, you ruined it! No! He is in so much... Uh-oh. Dude, he just ruined it. It was going so good.
You're actually serious?
Dead serious. What he said and talked about the rules, those are the rules. I'm just going to tell you right off the bat now, I'm pretty disappointed. I'm very disappointed. Is this what your mom goes through? No?
She's obviously not going to take my back here and try and flush it down the toilet.
You probably wouldn't let her.
No, obviously not.
You lied to me. You feel bad about that? Why not?
No.
Do you think lying is good? As long as you don't get caught?
Well, yeah.
What kind of value system is that? You call yourself grown at 16 when you have to stoop to lying. You reduce yourself to a child. So now you got 2 days without a cigarette. Get out.
What's up?
One of these days I would like for you to translate to me what do you mean by whatever. The way you trust me.
Oh, that sucks, dude.
And my eyes goes down with it. And so for you to lie to me like that straight to my face. Okay, that hurt. And,
That had to hurt like hell, dude. That hurt me.
I don't actually like care. It's just like
150,000, that's at least.
he like seems to think that he can get whatever he wants. He's like, you know.
350,000.
Alex, here's your chores. The bathroom upstairs, that's gonna be your responsibility. Let's say that together. Many hands makes the load lighter.
Oh, these guys don't know crap. These guys better not complain. Every single Tuesday and Monday night, I work at this restaurant, okay? I have to sweep all that kitchen, and then I have to mop that kitchen. Both doing that and mopping takes roughly 45 minutes. And it takes a long freaking time to do that. They don't really have anything on my job. Man, that's a lot of fertilizer. What is that? Oh, solid fertilizer, or liquid fertilizer. Oh my god, that's a lot. Oof. Yeah, mopping and sweeping the restaurant where I work at, I take 45 minutes, and it takes a lot of work. Not like a ton of work. Well, that's fertilizer. You might want to keep your mouth shut. Just saying. Man, my dogs just got happy. Hold on. My baby girl, my little puppy don't like dudes or something.
Yeah, but I've already done stuff for you. I've already like
You haven't done what I'm just telling you now, is to change that skirt and let's go. That was the past, this is the present. We're moving toward the future. You've done that, that's over with. Now I'm asking you to change that skirt and let's get going. So you can eat the rest of the day and tomorrow.
Okay, I will change.
Okay, and you know what? I'll give you 5 minutes. It shouldn't take that long.
Okay, I'm going to change.
Okay, we'll be waiting. Excuse me. Dina. What did you just do?
Close the door.
No, you didn't close it. What did you just do?
I just closed it.
You just didn't close it.
Slammed it.
Closing it is like this. What did you do?
Tried to hit a bit harder.
And that's called what?
Slamming doors.
And isn't that one of our rules?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Alex. 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 Hey man, we're about to make another move, so if you can get back up and straighten things up here, and we'll get moving, okay?
Why is there some here? Mr. secured Alex and Dina positions at the local grocery store.
Guys?
He knows from experience that holding down a job helps teenagers become independent adults.
Oh, so they're getting a
Right
job now.
We are about to go to a place that has hired you guys. I'll go there and introduce you, to the individuals. You got a question?
Smoke the word, do you think? Maybe.
No, absolutely no smoking.
Crisco's has been run by the same family for 3 generations. The store prides itself on its reputation for good service and family values.
See ya.
Rob Crisco is the manager.
Rob Crisco, nice to meet you.
This is Dina.
Dina, nice to meet you. Understand you want to do groceries for a couple of days, huh? Get you something to wear and see how it goes.
I think they're going to do well. I think we've done enough reinforcement to them and put enough fear of God in them that they're going to at least try to be respectful.
I'm supposed to be like facing everything to the front and pulling it to the front, and I was doing that. I was just looking at the drink.
Stacking shelves is a typical first job for many American teens. Working alongside Dina is 20-year-old Kyle. He's been working since he was 16 to help pay for his education.
Do you have a job on top of going to school?
I have like a part-time job, so like a job like I do it when I want to. If I don't, I go up to my mom and ask her.
That's not working for me. That's about 8 or 10 years old.
It still works for me. It's called childhood, or I go to my grandparents.
It's not just Dina's attitude to work that's completely foreign.
If I can't get the money, then I take it off my mom's.
You never see it.
I don't see it as stealing because I live with my mom. I don't know, she knows me, so.
Yeah, my mom knows me. I just go up and I go find her credit card and I go steal it. I mean, that's justified because I live with my mom. God, that's a stupid excuse.
Yeah, so I'm not taking anything that's not mine.
Yeah, that's right. My dad's hot rod that he spent like hundreds of hours building. That's mine too. Yeah, because I know him. Oh, by the way, yeah, my mom's new car. Yeah, I own that too. Yeah, you never knew that? Hmm?
Change subject.
Well, in a recession like this, I think it's bad that someone can be that selfish and steal from someone they love when they're going through hard times and they want to do themselves and make them their just as a little bit. That's not good.
So why do people shop at Target?
We take
They want carpet.
We're your local expert.
So far, the team's time in Chicago isn't having the desired effect.
Well, duh, it's Chicago.
Yes, to kind of like that is close to them. So we start to look at the document first to get back.
Welcome to Chicago, bro.
I never apologized to anyone. I'd like to apologize. Well, I'm so sorry that people are like giving in and more vulnerable. I don't want to have to live with that.
They'll have time to impose their character. The Wayne's Church is located in Chicago's west side, predominantly African conservative area in the city. The church's mission is to provide moral guidance for its teenage members. Today, the British teens have been invited to a weekly discussion by youth leaders Collis and Kevin.
Kevin?
Tell your best friend. Okay, so what are your thoughts in terms of respect? Are you respecting your parents? You know, the whole thing like that. The floor is yours.
I don't like to listen to them.
So how is that going to help you?
Damn.
So you're gonna have to face it. You may not like or necessarily agree, Alex, with what they're saying. You're just gonna have to suck it up, man.
They were told to suck it up and just do whatever your parents say. I couldn't do that at all.
It's just like when the kids can't really have what to do, they're just learning and growing up. And so they should just do the whole, they should expect that when you have a child, you're going to get issues with a child.
She got a statement in class that, hey, I need to live out all of my rebelliousness. I need to live out my disrespect because I'm a child. I know what planet she's from, but that's just not how you operate in a structured society. Dear God, thank you for allowing us to see
At home in Bristol, Alex avoided spending time with his own family. And the God-fearing also has no option but to join.
pancakes.
Just waking up to breakfast, you know, like, have you thought about whether I can smoke or not, or, like, you know, what's going on there?
I have to say no. Not today.
What, not at all today?
Not at all today.
What, I can't expect it.
Yeah, you did. But that was what we established the other day when you broke the rule, when you lied to me, and when you raised the phone. Now, no means none. As we say, you can choose to sin, but you have no control of the consequences. And this is just one of the consequences of your violation.
Dwayne's uncompromising attitude to parenting stems from his own tough upbringing.
What has shaped my parenting goes all the way back to when I was a kid. In the neighborhood that I grew up, there was lots of crime, delinquency, lots of drugs. It was an impoverished area simply because blacks at the time didn't have really nice jobs to support their families. And being one of the children of I grew up on welfare. So raising children of my own, I want to give them what I never had.
Would you like me to take a trip out?
Halfway through their time in Chicago, teens are getting used to the daily grind. At the end of their shift, Alex experiences a whole new sensation. His first ever paycheck.
Oh, I know how that feels. It feels good. Even if you're getting paid like $100, $200, feels good. That is some of the biggest feeling of pride you'll ever get in your life. It's when you get your first amount of money from a job. Wait. They didn't just... Holy shit. West Garfield Park. Dude.
The neighborhood where I grew up as a teenager.
In the 1970s, it was a tough but functioning working-class neighborhood. Today, nearly half of its residents are long-term unemployed.
Well, look who's here. What's up, man? Hey, man. That's Boo, right? I know it's kind of surprising seeing me back here, huh? Yeah, that about
introduced me to alcohol. And we started drinking and partying and just having fun at 13.
At 13, dude. I'm 17.
By the
That's
time I was 16, I was hooked on marijuana. I
damn.
was smoking a pack and a half a day. I was drinking alcohol, having lots of sex with different individuals, being very rebellious against my mother's rules. I was just having fun, and I didn't care about anybody but me.
Like you just met one of your old friends. Is that nice to come back to it?
You know, actually, Alex, no. Because that guy I remember as being young, handsome, smart, sharp. Years later, I come and just to see somebody that I once played with, who's made decisions in life that got him looking like that, being like that, it's like he's going nowhere. And there's a lot of my friends that are like that, and I'm grateful that I made some of the right decisions to put me where I am. You know, that I can be an example to you guys because I made the right choices. And a lot of my
That's
friends
tough.
have either died from drugs, been shot and maimed, in jail, and all the people. I mean, I got vivid memories of running.
God.
Just running around with these people, man. It hurts.
God.
I'm gonna take you down here and let you see some other things here.
Today it seems like I've seen the other side to drugs, like what it's like does to people.
Oh, yeah, you have. That is what it's like.
Especially like when we walk past it, seeing that's kind of like upsetting. I felt really bad for it because I know if I came back to it and I saw my friend like that, that would be probably the worst thing. Honestly, don't know. Growing up, Dwayne hardly knew his father. Today, he does all he can to be a constant presence in his daughters' lives.
Every so often I grab National Latrice individually. I take them out on a daddy-daughter date. So I wanted to kind of get away with you this evening. Let me feel okay.
Tonight is the weekly choir practice. Dina's dad left when she was 2.
I grew up without having a dad. I was always just raised by my mum, and I never saw it differently. My mum told me that I didn't have a dad. I didn't care too much.
Me and my father split up just after she was born, and when she was 10, he died. So she's never actually had
Oh.
that kind of connection.
I always wondered what it'd still be like to have a dad. I wondered that I would be any different. But I've always just had my mum, and so I can kind of control my mum a little bit. It's only one person to focus on.
It is.
I always wonder what it's like to have a dad, and then when it's put in front of me, I feel like it's someone else. I kind of feel like I'm missing something important.
Greatest person was the dad. Dad is the first Christian. And that is there to pour love into the heart. If it's not there, then it creates a big hole
feel kind of that love that you get from your dad, then you do try to put it in your dad. I don't try that to me. Like, when I go out and I'm about violence and stuff, I don't do it because I'm good at doing it. I do it because it blocks out. It blocks out me thinking about it. And I never realised that was
Living with Alex is enjoying being involved in family life.
Dwayne's much about being to make a new relationship. And because I've recognised how nice he's been to me, I find it hard to say no. Like, he's like, oh, can we help out a little bit since you've been living here? Like, yeah, sure.
Back home, Alex's difficult relationship with his mum causes multiple arguments. She's made contact with him, hoping that things can improve.
Dear Alex, I hope this letter finds you well and you are enjoying your time in America. I love you with all of my heart, but as I have said, I don't always like you. Your attitude to me and sometimes mine leaves us feeling used and getting nothing back. You cannot even say hello or goodbye when you enter or leave our house. I'm just trying to blame you for everything. You have a very self-centered, really only doing what you want to do. I feel that I am losing you and I really want my son back. The son who was happy, fun, loving and caring. I will always love you and hope that you will be able to
Oh, what a kind person.
show me some respect. Lots of love.
You got a chance to hear from Mom, huh? Yeah, but what'd you think?
I was expecting a nice letter saying I missed you and everything, and it turned out to be a letter blaming me for everything.
Are you for real? Wow. How does that make you feel?
It's just like maybe I changed my mind. I don't know what friends are. This letter's just kind of like ruined my experience.
Really? Let me ask you this. You're hurt, right? You were hurt when you came here. She is hurt. So that's what you're feeling through her letter, not a dislike of you, but the hurt that has come through the relationship on both sides.
Yeah.
So within her words is sprinkled a lot of her deepest heart, and you can give her another chance by understanding, Alex, it's not all you. It's Mom as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
We can pick this back up later if you want to, you know, and I know that's just going to ruin the rest of your evening.
Yeah.
In the house, playing by the rules means you get treated like an adult.
We're going to leave you guys here to be responsible, to do what you need to do by way of hanging together. And right, exactly, and that's why we're doing this. We want you guys to, like, you know, you're part of the family now. We can leave, and you guys will
Don't.
be responsible.
Please tell me they're not gonna do anything stupid.
Alex and Dina, as an addition to our family,
Sure.
has gained some credibility in our eyes.
It is May.
Step away for a few hours and allow them our adult parenting hovering over them. So we're going to give them an opportunity to be trusted while we. It's a good test because the other kids will tell on them.
In Bristol, Alex deals with his family problems by simply doing his own thing.
Alex, what do you do in your life?
If it was a Friday, I'd drink in the morning.
With no parents to keep an eye on him, he reverts to his bad old ways.
You haven't got a switch, so
Why are you trying?
I managed to scan for that fag, that guy.
I'm like begging you, don't. If he finds out, you're gonna get in trouble. Right.
No.
What are you gonna put?
Oh,
Bye. Have a nice night out there.
yeah, you too.
Bye. I just think it's kind of stupid that he went out. Because my dad probably would have given.
Basically smoke inside the house.
But he decided to just take his last one. Be stupid.
I'm happy now, so I'm worried. Like, I'm not sure if I should smoke in here because I'm not sure if that's
At least he kind of cares.
Tell him I need something. He gets my money quick. That's when he gets mad, right? Because it's your life.
Yes, it is my life. People shouldn't get involved.
Look at all these soybeans. They're all my soybeans because I am rich. Super duper super. Super duper super duper rich.
You say you had a chance to smoke? Where'd you get the cigarettes from?
Just outside of the job place. That's where I asked to look it up.
You better be lying.
I ain't gonna lie, seriously, I did.
Where are the rest of the cigarettes? And so you just walked out the house and they went to smoke.
Shouldn't be doing that in Chicago.
Totally.
I don't think you can tell me how to smoke. Just I'm not gonna do everything you say. You gotta realise that.
Okay. Okay, fine. Let's go for a little walk.
Oh boy, it's the walk.
Since you want to abide by my rules, you stay out there until you decide you're going to abide by them.
Oh, that's scary.
Alex thinks that this is just about smoking, but it's more than that. It's one of the rules, and we established that, and we were growing in the trust, and he decided to violate that, so that makes me angry.
Understandably so.
Fuck him, man. He's just too pathetic. Fucking hell, it's cold.
Yeah, welcome to Illinois, buddy. Think that's cold?
Alex's defiance is defeated by the freezing temperatures. He returns to the house looking for instant reconciliation.
You traded everything for that little one moment. You gotta think about things like that, because that little one decision can have serious consequences. And that's what lessons like this are intended to teach you. You can choose the decision, but you have no choice over the consequences. Have a good night. I'll see you early in the morning. All right.
With his own family, Alex's constant rule breaking has turned him into an outsider.
I've kind of gotten used to not being a part of my family or sharing things that with me, like friends with my family. It's been like this for about 3 years.
I'm about to want another trailer. I have the Power Push
Well, I
Plus.
think he just feels that we're so horrible and we're such awful parents.
Or no, it's this one.
He doesn't want to live with us, really, doesn't he?
It does kind of make me feel a bit lonely, but then like how I see family, so I'm not really worried. I don't really feel I need a family looking out for me.
Hi, Jane. My name is Vanessa.
Oh, hi, Vanessa. Thank you for ringing. It's really kind of you.
Just believe that understanding Alex's relationship with his mum could be the key to helping him.
I'm trying very hard to guide him in the right route, but it's not being very successful because it's of course. That's gone wrong, really. As Alex has got older, he's not wanted to do the family things with us. He actually isn't interested in us at the moment. He's more
I think I can see the wind blow the soybeans off the field.
the only contact we have with Alex is around.
Just know that if things
A little bit of a field extension, but a warehouse.
Obviously, like you said, I couldn't smoke, and I did. So now I just can't smoke.
So from a consequence standpoint, do you see that if you don't manage yourself, how it affects everything and everyone around you? Yeah. I would also think about, the things that you're doing
Let me go get a drink. I'll be right back. After run. Get this guy to dump out all the soybeans. About to get a large harvest of soybeans dumped in. What is that? What the heck happened there? Let me go get your food back. I'm actually so close to getting another trash can. I hate this trash can, bro.
That at least from your end, you can make things better. Because relationships it's a two-way street. It's her responsibility and your responsibility to make it work. And you can't control her, but you can control you follow that? What do you feel in my home that you don't feel in your home?
Well, I just feel welcome. When I come to my house, I just get like, I don't know, they look at me weirdly, they argue with me, I just don't feel like I'm wanted there. When I come here, we get along quite well, so I feel quite welcome.
Yeah. Is it important for you to feel wanted at home? Honestly?
I don't know, I just stopped caring about this kind of thing.
Not your stop caring mind, I mean your desired mind, what you really desire. I mean, you're at the point where it's like, you know what, I hear what you're saying, Mr. Davis, I don't care, I don't want that no more, but deep down inside, if you could have it, what would you like?
Like a better relationship with my mum.
What would that look like?
Maybe we could just like try being friends or something.
You want to be friends with me? I just have you now. That is exactly what you get. That you would get more. That you would actually be able to at least accommodate her on certain things and then explain to her where your heart really is without having to take it to drama land. Let's make it back to the house here.
The tough love approach to family relationships has forced Alex to confront his attitude to his own parents.
It's helped me like kind of understand a bit more about why my mum is how she is, and like maybe I am the one in the wrong. I reckon I'm gonna try and like make the first step towards like me and my mum's relationship getting better. I'll try and be more grown up about it, and maybe like see what happens if I don't retaliate to the argument. Maybe I'll just be a bit more sympathetic towards her.
After being away from home for nearly a week, Dina receives a letter from her mum.
Dear Dee Dee, I miss you very much. In fact, I have absolutely no contact with you. It's very hard. You know how much I love you, and if you doubt it anyway, I mean, I really love you. But as you get older, you have to learn that life is not about taking and taking. It is about learning to give and receive. And I know you're growing up, but please slow down. Life is a blessing, and you should push it away too quickly. You're just 16, a beautiful young woman, but you have your whole life ahead of you. Enjoy being young for now. The beauty of my life is finding a treasure like you. I sincerely want that back. I love you very much. Because I think I never realised how much I actually love her properly, and I never really see it. But not having her here now, there's only see that I really do miss her. And that I do need her. As soon as I see her, I just want to tell her that I love her. And I'm sorry for everything I've done. And I just want to be a better person to her and show her each day that I really do love her.
Alex and Dina's time with the family has come to an end.
Dwayne?
Dina wants to show Dwayne that she's learned some genuine lessons.
I just wanted to call and say to you, sorry about the other day. And sorry that it's taken this long for me to apologise.
Thank you so much for that, and I accept it 100%. Come on, Cliff.
Before you guys go, I got a little surprise for you. I just want to induct you all into the Davises Hall of Fame family.
What? What, dude? I'd cry at this moment if I were them.
Dwayne and Vanessa's family meant a hell of a lot to me, and I felt like I had a fresh start.
I'm a bit selfish. I need to realise that I can't just have everything for myself. Dwayne taught me a lot about that. I can't just have it all.
Really honest. Having no contact has been the hardest part. It's never happened before.
And I know my behaviour is getting really bad. I just don't want to listen to you. So, I'm really so sorry to you for everything. Everything that I do, I'm sorry for all my bad behaviour, all of my bad things to you. My temper, I'm sorry for that. And I think I'm just sorry mostly that I don't tell you anything anymore. I'm a little bit apprehensive with singing. However, I'm looking forward to singing because I'm just nothing to pieces. We missed you. Oh, we missed you here. Oh wow, look at that. And it actually fantastic is that?
Wait, how would they get paid? Because they're getting paid dollars, but they are. There she goes. Oh, hi. Load her up and send her out. Initiating filling sequence. That is satisfying. That is satisfying AF. $382,000 of money just went into my pocket. Is that a giant field sorghum I see because I'm about to harvest it? Yeah. $161,000 now. I'm gonna take a break from this game. Next episode, we're going to harvest. We're gonna harvest these oats. We're gonna harvest this sorghum. And after we do that, we're gonna wait. We're gonna harvest this field. And after we do this harvest, we're gonna fuse this and probably retire these two fields for good. All those fields in there for good. Actually, never mind. No, we're gonna wait till we get these two little properties right here, which we're going to have to fork over. 225, about $400,000. So we're gonna need to make about 250,000 or more. I want to make at least $300,000 or more, which is not that hard. After we do that, we're gonna finally not use fields. You know, we're not gonna use. We've already retired these, and I'm not gonna use these anymore. This is the big goal. I mean, look how much field space that is. Gives you a good idea. Field 70, dude. If there was no creek right here, there was no road right here, or even better yet, there was no like road here, All this was removed. This is the most overpowered field in the game. Okay, I'll be back later.